Rick Grimes and Michonne leaving the Walking Dead series left us clueless and in a void, and we couldn't imagine any replacement for this iconic power couple. Finally, we've got news of their return in The Walking Dead: The One Who Lives, and we can't just keep our calm. It's not just the lovey-dovey chemistry between these two that makes us eager for the upcoming season, but the fact that the series amazingly connects one important point to another and reveals something completely unknown. One such mystery was seeded when Rick and Michonne were nowhere to be seen after seasons 9 and 10. What the hell happened to the Sunday Hat, RJ? The dynamics of the show changed, leaving us wondering about the whereabouts of the young RJ and how he can impact the storyline further. In this episode, we're going to explore the potential life of RJ in the upcoming seasons and spin-offs. So buckle up as we try to uncover the story of Rick and Michonne's child by building on the existing storylines. Are you guys ready? But before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you, and let's begin. All you need to know so far. There's no doubt that Rick and Michonne's family drama is unfinished. Maybe due to their current state, Rick was sent to the CRM way before RJ's birth, and Michonne had left when he was still very young. All this made poor RJ a background character in the series. Even though he wasn't the main character in the series, his story has definitely yet to conclude. Why, you ask? Well, simple, because he hasn't met his father yet, and you know what that means. There's a hell lot of family drama in store, and since this new season is kind of focused on Rick and Michonne's chemistry, I think this is the best time to explore what the hell happened to one of their offsprings. The final episode showed Rick searching for his family. Now, if you failed to notice, let me tell you, what this is a theme that's very much in sync with his early goal in the pilot episode. Further, when Michonne left abruptly from the series, there were a ton of unanswered questions, like who would care for RJ and Judith? Or will she ever return? This incomplete story has one more chance of being solved with the release of The Ones Who Live. Ghost Baby. Is RJ even real? So RJ, the little one Michonne is holding in season 9, is he even real or just a piece of Michonne's imagination? We've noticed some important details that makes us ponder over this theory. Let me begin with the most interesting one. Despite Michonne talking to RJ, no one else seems to interact with him. Even Judith doesn't acknowledge him and neither does anyone else. Well, that's what we've seen so far. Further, Michonne's intense conversations with Rick and Carl, who are no longer there, raise some pretty intense possibilities of hallucinations. Plus, Michonne's X mark on her back, which is positioned very much like where Rick was hurt, brings more mystery into the mix. Could this be a self-inflicted mark to feel connected to Rick? And another important point to look at is when Michonne talks with Rick and Carl when they aren't there. Are these simple hallucinations or something else? I'd love to know what you guys think about this theory. Could RJ simply be a manifestation of Michonne's desires for the family they plan to have, or maybe a coping mechanism for the trauma she went through? What do you think about this wacky RJ theory? Is he real or just a ghost kid? Rick Jr. and an alternate ending. A huge number of The Walking Dead fans believed that the show never really matched the quality of its first season, but hey, isn't that the case with pretty much every other show? Frank Darabont was the one who developed the first 6 episodes and also took charge of the pilot one. However, he was fired out of nowhere after the show's successful debut. Odd, isn't it? The person who took over had a hard time creating the same emotional impact that Darabont achieved at the start. Some team members either agreed with or went along with those like the original ending. Well, paycheck over creativity, I guess. The final episode of The Walking Dead was mostly about setting up new spin-offs. The OG idea was to jump far ahead into the timeline instead of moving ahead just 1 year to showcase the Commonwealth's improvement. The initial plan wanted to go forward at least 10 years. The next-gen heroes of the series, including Judith, Ezra, Coco, Gracie, and Rick Jr., would have all grown up into independent young adults. The final episode would have depicted them driving along Interstate 85, which would have been symbolic of Rick and his police cruiser in the first season. RJ would have repeated his father's famous line on the radio saying, "If you can hear me, answer back. This is Rick Grimes." This ending would have brought back Darabont's vibe from the first season instead of prepping up for a new spin-off. Marvelous verdict. In the world of The Walking Dead, the unknown presence of RJ or Rick Jr. sparks debates among fans and conspiracy theorists like myself. Whether he's a real character or just in Michonne's imagination is 100% uncertain. However, as a fan, I really hope this theory is somewhere closer to the reality of the show. Further on, the idea of RJ carrying on his father, Rick Grimes' legacy, brings both excitement and, once again, uncertainty, as he hasn't met Papa Grimes. As audiences worldwide anticipate the series latest developments, RJ's mystery in the show has definitely kept us on the edge of our seats. We're left wondering about his fate and how he might shape the Walking Dead universe. Hope you guys enjoy this factual as well as fictional episode about the zombie thriller. Do leave us some love in the comments section, and we'll see you in the next one. And as always, if you like the content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.